Welcome to the garage, everyone. Today we're back to have a second look at my Fastmag pouches. So this is my level 3 review of my Fastmag pouches.
Yeah, let's do that technique. I'm able to get it quite consistent and then bring the side up and knowing roughly where it's going to be. Picks up the side of the energy side, slings straight into my arm. Just try it. Moving gut,
So I've had a good chance to use my magazine pouches now. I normally run with 2 rifle mags and 2 pistol mags on me, plus obviously the ones in the weapon themselves. And as you can see from my belt here, this is my loadout. I have them strapped on the side, rifle at the back, pistol at the front, and 2 of them on the belt. And then obviously the weapons, I have my pistol here, the 3rd mag. Generally pretty good. They've definitely lasted well enough physically. There has been a problem with the rubber bands. I'll talk about that later and the solution. So the retention's not that good out of the box. I did have to modify the pistol ones here. I mean, you can't tell, but the retention here is okay now, but before it used to they basically would fall out by themselves. But on the field, not too bad. They've performed reasonably well considering their low price. Just recapping quickly from my level 1, the first major problem I found with these Fastmag pouches was the retention. The pistol magazine pouches had almost no retention, while the rifle mags were very tight in this front to rear direction from here to here, and they made it hard to get them in and out. Rifle mags, that's still a problem. I haven't done anything to adjust them. It takes a bit of mucking around on the field to get them in and out, not really ideal. Pistol magazines, a friend of mine gave me a suggestion, and you'll see a cable tie here which acts as the solution. I'll do a close-up and a bit of a better talk about that later. But since then, the only other biggest problem I found is on this loadout. If I turn this way, you'll see that the pistol magazines sit on the long side facing out, so they have quite a broad frontage on them. Fine for operation, no worries there, I'm able to draw all my mags in and out. But personally I find they stick out a lot, and I tend to whack into things with that when I'm on the move. I find them a bit of a problem. And every now and then, when you're lifting your arm, you catch a magazine, you lift it up and you flick it out on the floor. I would very much prefer it if they were mounted side onto the magazine so that they were flatter against my body. So apart from retention and that, I'm actually relatively happy with them. I've had no other problems. Plastic wise, durability is great. Rubber band wise, durability seems terrible. These are perishing and failing. I don't expect them to last much longer. Okay, here you can see my actual loadout and how I carry my magazines. Got the 226 magazine pouches here, attached to the M4 rifle magazine pouches. You see a holster on the back and another magazine pouch, or pouch for grenades or magazines or whatever else I need for the arena. So that's how I normally carry them. Here obviously is the alignment. They sit outwards from the body, mag slot in there. You can also see how I've solved the poor retention issues from the rubber bands. A suggestion that came from a fellow airsofter to actually cable tie or zip tie them together. So you'll see here I've got the zip ties around them. I've left the rubber band underneath for a little bit of springiness, but ultimately it was a case of slot the magazine in and then zip tie it up until you were happy that it was tight enough, so the amount of retention that you desired on these. As I said earlier, the retention without the zip tie is pretty poor. In fact, they basically can fall out by themselves. The rifle pouches don't really have that problem because they're so narrow front to back that the rifle magazine is held from this direction as opposed to this way. But it's a bit hard to see on here, but you might be able to tell these rubber bands, these rubber band items are probably either going to need to be replaced, or I'll need to zip tie these up as well. They are failing, they're stretching, they haven't really lasted that well. I can see them not lasting too much longer, and these don't see the sunlight, so I imagine if you wore these outside in the sunlight you'd probably have problems.